Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Felicity and nice to meet you. And today we are doing something a little different. We are doing something I've never done before, and that is fix my damn save file. Okay, so ever since I really started my channel back in 2017, I never took my save file serious whatsoever. Like, my Sims would be walking around looking absolutely insane. Like, my Sims would have no lots to go to, no fun activities to do. Overall, my save file was just giving very bleh. So I am starting a little mini series called the Save File Chronicles. And basically, we're going to be doing different things to help this save file, okay? Every single episode is going to be something different. I do want to say that I really do need you guys' help with townies in my save file. So if you guys have any Sims you would love to have in my save file, or any Sims that you have in the vault, or Sims that you would like to make, you can use the hashtag FelicitySims. I will be placing your Sims in one of these episodes of this little mini series. Okay, so to go over a couple of things when it comes to townies, I do want to let you guys know, if you do use a lot of CC on your Sims, they may look a little bit different in my game because I don't have that custom content piece. So I will never change your Sims actual facial features where you cannot recognize them in my save file. So I would try and keep the CC a little bit on the, less side, just so that it's a little easier for me. And another thing, I would love if you guys added backstories or anything to give your Sim character. So that also allows me to know what type of hobbies and skills that your Sim would have if they don't have any when uploaded to the hashtag. Backstories can consist of where the Sim lives, favorite colors, favorite activities to do, etc. Your guys' Sims will probably place around like the last episode of this mini series, and I'm super excited to see all of your guys' Sims. I cannot wait to place them into the save file. So I do want to go over a couple of things, just in case you guys do want the same feel or the same settings as mine. This is my gameplay settings. Everything is ticked off for allowing romantic invites and friendly invites, and then also automatic breakups, because I like a little drama, a little spice to my game. For played households, I have it on only active household. Basically what that means is I do have a countdown on when my Sims do age up. You can choose yes or no. I do know some people do like to have aging off just so that they can have their Sim forever and ever, but I want to make it realistic where my Sims do get older and stuff like that, and they do have actual birthdays. So that's basically what I have for played households. And then auto age for unplayed households is turned on. This is just my Sims that are not played basically townies, NPCs, just regular Sims. They're basically just age up whenever the game grants them to age up. And I do have MC Command Center settings to tweak the days of them aging up as well, so I can have more control of that, which I will be showing you guys those settings in a little bit. And my Sim lifespan is on normal, but of course you can change it to whatever you'd like. So that's basically my gameplay settings for aging. And yeah, if you guys have any questions about that, you can let me know in the comments down below. All right, so now on to neighborhood story settings. I wanted to show you guys what mine are, just in case you guys were wondering or if you want something similar to mine. I do want to tell you what neighborhood stories are all about. So basically allow Sims to have progression in their lives alone without me giving them progression. So I have it turned off. As you can see, it's turned off for my households because I want to give my own Sims their own progression. Basically, I don't want the game to generate progression for them. For townies, and just other Sims that are just walking around and stuff like that, I have it turned on. So the ones that I don't have enabled are dying accidents, adopt a child, which this one and this one, adopt a child and rescue horses, is a must turn off, because I'm talking about every single household in your game will literally have just a random child that they adopted, or they would just have horses. Sims and Mount Komorebi would just have random horses in the households. Hello, does that even make sense? No. So I usually just have this turned off. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with having adopted children, but some of the households just don't make sense. And I also have move in and move out turned off, and the reason is because if I have this turned on, if I move move in turned on especially, Sims will just move into empty houses, and I don't want that happening, just in case I have the house made for a certain Sim. Usually when you move them out, they'll just like move into a different house, or they'll just move out and be like homeless. I just have it turned off just so that we don't get any of those issues. These are my neighborhood story settings for my household and other households if you guys are interested in having the same settings that I have. Alright, so now on to some NPCs and service sims. So I usually get my service sims from Simkira. I believe that's how you pronounce her name. I'm so sorry if I butchered it. If you know me, you know I butcher everybody's name, but I usually get my service sims from her. They're amazing. They do have custom content, so I just want to let you know that. But on her Tumblr page, she does leave most of like the CC listed for the sims, so you guys can download them. If you are placing service sims and you do give them makeovers, go into live mode and give them makeovers that way instead of doing it in manage worlds, because I think they do lose their roles if you do it in manage worlds. But yeah, these are some of the service sims. I don't have enough of these service sims. All my service sims right now, they're just like random townies around, so I'm definitely gonna need to place some service sims in. Another creator that I did discover is Simple Sims, and they have some service sims as well. We got some NPC bartenders. These sims don't have any custom content, so it's a little easier to give them makeovers. They don't look like completely different. There's NPC doctors, there's nannies, there's a whole bunch of different NPC townies that you could find, and service sims that you could find a place in your save files. Some recommendations for townies. I highly recommend Sims on the Rope. Like, I literally have honestly most of their townies I have in my game. He does have, you know, townies and also service sims as well, so you could always look through and see what you would like. He also doesn't use any custom content, which is lovely, so you guys can download, and there's also a little tutorial on how to place them, which I will show you guys in a second as well. These sims come with like their own hobbies and skills. Okay, and then another creator that I found, and also by the way, some of these creators you could use service sims and NPCs as well. I found this new creator down in Sims Land, and they have some NPC service sims, which once again doesn't have any custom content, and they also have townies, as you can see here, so you guys can go through them. And yeah, here's some NPCs from Mount Komorebi. I'm so happy that I found this creator because I needed some more. Like, I need all the townies, okay, all the townies on the gallery. I need all of them. I do want to bring attention to this right here. So this is like a hashtag that I do see a lot of simmers using in the comment section, and it's hashtag mccc _include. And basically what that does, it tells MC Command Center which townies you want to have in your game without even giving them any makeover or anything, so they will just import straight into your save files. That's basically what that means, if you guys are ever wondering. So quickly, I'm going to show you guys how to place townies in your game so that they are just registered in your game as a townie. So basically, you're going to get any sim that you'd like to use or like to be a townie. I'm going to use this family right here, and I'm just going to go ahead and place the household. You need to place them into an empty lot. It doesn't matter what lot, it doesn't matter where or what world it is. Just place them into a lot, a random lot, and press purchase home. And then once they're in the lot, what you're going to do is you're going to go to more, and you're going to go ahead and hit evict household. Press evict. And one last step, you're going to go into manage worlds, and as you can see, the McHandler household is in my households, and I don't want that, so we're going to go over here to this little heart and move into other households, and bam, they are now a townie in your save file. All right, you guys, we are into the fun part. We are in cast right now, and I'm going to give Mr. Vance Alonso a makeover. This sim is originally made by a Simple Sims. This is how he was brought into cast. I did not do anything except for resize his head. His head was a little bit too skinny. skinny for me, and I'm gonna give him a little makeover while telling you guys some recommendations for sim inspo. But before that, I do want to let you guys in on some tips when it comes to putting in townies into your save file. So I recommend having the no makeup and no accessories on randomized sims. When you hit this randomize button, there will be no like makeup or any accessories on those sims. The sims will be looking crazy, and it's just so much harder to just remove all the accessories in every single outfit. So I recommend you guys get like a default skin, get some default eyes, and also get that eye shine remover. Oh my goodness, I don't know who told the sims to have that ugly eye shine thing in the sims eyes, but yeah, go and copy that. Okay, girl. All of my defaults will be linked down below in the description if you guys do want to download the ones that I have. Everything that I've mentioned in this video will be down below. So now let's go ahead and get into the makeover. So while we're giving this fine man a little makeover, I do want to go over a couple things that help me when it comes to giving sims makeovers or making sims. And the first one that I have on my list is a website that I did tell you guys about in my how I make my sim video, and I do want to mention it again just in case you haven't watched that video. I will leave that video on the top right corner of the screen if you guys want to go and check that out. But that website is Pinterest. Pinterest is literally like the best thing that's ever happened to me. Like, I live die by this website. Pinterest is such a great place to, you know, figure out what type of style you want your sim to have, or if you just need help finding some styles, or if you need some inspiration, honestly. The next one is shows and movies. I have been watching so many shows and so many movies lately. I kid you not. I will be watching a movie, for instance. I would literally start daydreaming, but I'm watching the movie, but I'll be daydreaming and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is such a great idea for my sims, or this is such a great idea for something that my sims could do the next episode. Like, I'm always, you know, always thinking about my sims and my game and stuff when I'm watching shows and movies, because I feel like when you watch different genres, you get a variety of different ideas. So definitely recommend that. Y'all need to watch them shows, get some inspo from them shows and movies. The final thing that does help me when it comes to making sims is where I want the sim to live. So for instance, if I want to make a sim that's going to be living in Brittleton Bay, I would usually have that sim, you know, be in more of a coastal like style. Anywhere that I have my sim live at usually reflects on like the way that they dress or their style, you know, just giving your sims more character development before even giving them one, you know. So those are all of my recommendations for sim inspiration, and I hope one of them at least helped you guys. And we're gonna go ahead and get back into this create a sim. We're coming to the end of this video, well, the first episode of this series, but there is a couple of things that I do want to tell you guys about. The first thing being, I did not introduce you to this beauty right here. This is Talia B. Harry, and she is going to be introduced in my Keeping Up with Jamila Let's Play, which I'm super excited to bring back, so stay tuned for some more details on that. I do have a couple of mods that I want to go through. So one mod that I do want to tell you guys about is this one mod made by Something Clever, and that is the No More Bad Clothing for Townies. And basically it is exactly what I was talking about before. Like, my sims, before this mod, my sims would be walking around with absolutely anything on, like anything.com. Like, they would have some crazy outfits and just random accessories on. So this mod was updated for businesses and hobbies, which was the latest expansion pack. This has to be a staple in my game. I cannot live without this, so I definitely recommend you guys go ahead and download this mod right now if you haven't already. Last but not least, we're gonna go ahead and get into some MC Command Center settings that I have for my save files or for just my game in general. So if we go to MCC settings and we go to age settings and then set age span duration, and then I'm gonna just do humans for example. And then you would pick exactly what lifespan you want, but I would choose the one that you have set for your game settings. So I'm going to choose the normal lifespan. So basically I have 40 days for my young adults. The EA default is 28 days, which I think is super short. Honestly, 40 is kind of short too. In the MC Command Center, you could decide how many days for each age span. So you could have complete control on when your Sims age up. Infants, the default is 5, but I have it to 10. Infants are not too annoying to me. Like, I honestly love infants, so that's why I upped it a bit. And then for babies, literally the EA default is 1 and I have it to 0. I should probably do like at least 2 days, but I usually age them up anyways right when they're born because I love infants more than just the object baby. For elders, I have it set to 30 days instead of 14 because elderhood is so freaking cute. I love old people in real life. I know it might be a little weird to some of you guys, but I love old people. They're so freaking cute. Some of them are a little grumpy, a little feisty. Some of them are very sweet and kind, and I just love elders and I don't ever want them to die, especially not in my game. So I have them for 30 days instead of 14. But of course you can just play with the settings and see what you like. For pets, I haven't really touched based on any of the pets. All right, the last thing I do want to touch base on is another setting, which is in MC population. And we're gonna go to other settings and it's not in here. We're gonna go to populating settings and we're gonna go all the way down to import tray settings. So import tray basically is MC Command Center will take Sims from your gallery and place them into the world. So I have the percentage to be at 50. Usually it's at 100, so it'll take like every single Sim in your gallery and put them in your save file. But I actually recently put this down to 50 just because I don't want every single Sim to be in the save file, especially if I'm trying to place them myself. So I only have it to 50 right now, still trying to play through it, still trying to see how the game generates. But what's very important is that you go through these settings right here as well. So you can go through import tray sim type. What Sims are you going to allow MC Command Center to take from? So it can be any save Sims, only your Sims, and only other Sims. The default is any save Sims, but I only have it to only my Sims because if it's any save Sims, usually I do download like townies before giving them makeovers. So I don't want MC Command Center to take the townies without makeovers instead of the ones with makeovers, if that makes sense. So I usually just keep it to only my Sims, and then you'll go into like import by tags. This is disabled. I don't really touch with that. Include gender options. I leave this to enable. Include clothing is definitely enabled. Okay, we don't want no naked Sims. And then import Sim names. You could choose from always use import name, never use import name, skip Sim if name exists, and use non-duplicate name. So the default is skip Sim if name exists. I think you should keep this default just because you do not want duplicates in your game. And import bypass appearance, I don't really touch this. It's default is disabled. So yeah, that is basically my import tray settings. This is very, very helpful, especially if you don't want to go in every single time and take Sims and place them down. MC Command Center can be very, very useful when importing Sims into your save files. All right, you guys, that is the end of today's video and the first episode of my save file chronicles. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and what other suggestions or any tips or tricks would you like me to know about or to go over in the next few episodes. But yeah, I love you guys so freaking much, and I will see you all in the very next video. Bye bye.